Alexandria Sobel, better known as Donut Mom, would gain that title in 2023 when she would go viral for feeding her 1-year-old nothing but a couple of donuts and some applesauce for breakfast. This post would spark fierce criticism from the wider internet, especially after discovering more of her content. The more you watch, the more you begin to realize just how bad things are. There are heaps of clothes and junk around the house, bits of rotten food and slop scattered around the kitchen, and of course, the various insects that come with that. People were also critical of Alex's attitude. They felt that she couldn't care less about her children's meals, and it's pretty easy to see how they thought that, because in the majority of her videos, she is a self-described lazy mom, cooking for the undeserving.
I'm recording.
People were also extremely critical of the amount that she was feeding her children, along with some of the stuff they were being fed. Alex has posted many videos returning home with stacks on stacks of pizzas or bags full of Mexican food.
Kids don't get pizza very often, so figured I'd do a fun treat and give them some pizza. Give them a break from all the home cooking. I also always have to make sure they have fresh fruit a couple times a day. It's just important to me. So I give them some farm fresh oranges. That's their food, 7-year-old, 5-year-old. Okay. I'm working on it, baby. I know y'all are gonna come for me, but they're having water too. I just thought they've never really had one of these, and this would be a fun treat, so. They got a Dr. Pepper float. But they will also have a cup of water with ice. So, there's their dinner. Have a good night. That was their first time having a float of any sort, and they liked them. But that's definitely not an all-the-time thing, because they're not super into sweets, so have a good night.
Alex likes to claim that these are isolated events, that them getting pizza or fast food isn't a regular thing, but there are an unbelievable amount of videos where she does this, and clearly states in her text that this is for her 3 kids.
Kids don't get pizza very often. Look at this perfect pizza. Perfectly crispy and gooey. Kids don't get pizza very often, We got pizza.
And one pepperoni. Which one did I get?
8-year-old's plate. 6-year-old's plate.
Mom, you didn't give me a pepperoni? You said...
And I'm giving her a piece of pepperoni with it because she's complaining to me. And that's what we got for dinner. Love you guys.
Kids don't get pizza very often.
Got Mexican food. My son got steak tacos. So, 8-year-old's plate, because I'm not wasting a plate. Why would I do that? I also got him a side of rice. And he put salsa on his taco, so I'm going to give him the salsa that came with the chips. We got chips. A side of rice and beans for me. A side of rice and beans for someone. Second bag secured. Probably goes with my boyfriend's because I don't eat that. This is my boyfriend's.
Hey, why are you making so much gas?
This is mine. Cheese dip.
I'm mad.
That might actually be my that's
Brooklyn.
I think this is my 5-year-old's taco. I think this is my 6-year-old's taco. I'm all over the place today.
And then there is the absolutely vile state of the kitchen stove. Alex seems to have a big problem with cleaning, especially when it comes to the dishes or the stove. She'll clean every once in a while, but it's usually after a lot of criticism. Also after the kitchen had just gotten completely filthy, maybe even worse than Nova's.
What? Oh! Yeah. Candy. Lollipop. Uh-huh. Not right now, baby.
Honestly, this isn't even the worst of it. In a recent photo that Alex posted, there were so many dishes in the picture that people have begun to speculate that instead of washing dishes, she has been buying new ones and calling them clean. It's just a theory, but there are an abnormal amount of dishes in that home. And sometimes they look like they're covered in maggots. A hot topic of discussion amongst Donut Mom detractors is the maggot fork, a photo of a fork which many have assumed to be covered in maggots. Once again, something that can't be confirmed, but the state of that kitchen is absolutely horrible.
They're by the front.
That gas stove of hers also really concerns me. It seems like she always cranks it up to the highest setting possible, and sometimes there's a lot of food that's fallen down by the burner. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but whenever I watch her cook around that flame, it makes me nervous. Now, I've talked so far about a lot of Donut Mom's bad habits, but one thing I haven't talked much about is her past, and I gotta say, it is nothing short of extremely interesting, and was something that I really didn't expect when researching this video. You may have noticed in the clips that I've shown you so far, Donut Mom has used quite a few different kitchens, and that's because in the last couple of years, Donut Mom has lived in quite a few situations. You wouldn't be able to tell by her TikToks, but things behind the scenes are extremely complicated, and it all stems from her numerous romantic relationships. Alex has 2 kids with Taylor, who is her first baby daddy and someone that we will discuss more later. It seems that a couple years after having their second child, the couple would break things off, and Alex would find herself in a relationship with another man named James, very quickly becoming baby daddy number 2, the father of Alex's youngest child. And this is where things kind of take an unexpected turn. Soon after the birth of their first child together, they would open their relationship, becoming a throuple when a woman named Dana would move in. You can even see Dana in some of her old TikToks, helping her plate food for the kids.
Mommy. Put that back. Put that back. For Bella's plate.
Please keep your hands out of the...
Apples.
I want a whole one.
You're getting slices.
Let you know, I want the pink one.
I know, baby. And we're out of milk. They're having milk. I'll let my girlfriend show you. Here you go, bub.
I want pink.
Here you go, Buck. What are you saying? My girlfriend cut my chicken up for me because she loves me.
For a while, this was Alex's life, until her and James broke up. Fun fact, James and Dana, the other woman, are still together, and from what I've heard, they've recently become engaged. Alex would spend a brief time living with her ex in the home, until eventually moving back in with her first baby daddy, Taylor, eventually rekindling their relationship. Now let's talk about Taylor a little more. Personally, I have not been getting very good vibes, even before I heard about some of the grosser stuff that he was getting up to. Taylor has been seen on Alex's lives carrying a firearm around the house for no discernible reason. Alex has also said in the past that the children are afraid of him, and that there might be a degree of violence involved. Alex has also accused Taylor of an absolute disgusting act. When she, James, and Dana were still all together, Taylor would occasionally come over to visit, and during one of these visits, Alex would exit her room to find Taylor standing in front of it, completely nude, shaking hands with the milkman. Here is a clip of Alex herself talking about the event.
Okay, so, no, that's not true 100%. Taylor did go in front of our exit door, but there was no way the kids could have seen it because they were all asleep. This was at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Was it 1 o'clock in the morning? And so, no, the kids could not have seen it. No, Taylor did not want to join in the relationship. He wasn't interested in Dana. That does sound familiar because they both told me that Taylor was interested in Dana. But Taylor didn't even like Dana and told me not to do the throuple and that I would regret it.
Something to keep in mind here is the timeline, because she willingly took Taylor back after this. Yeah, I gotta say, when I started researching a lady called the Donut Mom, I didn't expect things to get that crazy. To make that particular situation even worse, the kids were inside of the room when Taylor was doing that disgusting shit. It's divine intervention that Alex was the one that found him, and not one of his kids or soon-to-be stepchild. Overall, it's just a terrible environment. Despite rekindling the
Kids don't get
relationship,
pizza very
Alex seems
often.
to truly hate Taylor. When she moved back in with him, there was a notable increase in slop cooking, and I think part of the reason was because she knew Taylor also had to eat it.
Hold on, baby. You're welcome. Baby. Yummy. I don't know if I recorded it, but I had a corn.
But sometimes it also seems like she genuinely dislikes her kids. When they talk to her during videos or live streams, she could not be less interested, usually acting annoyed. Posts like this are proof. There she is, cooking her horrific meal, saying that her kid doesn't deserve it. To be honest, they probably don't, but not in the way that she means. No person should have to eat food like this. I mean, I'm no nutritionist, but it seems like a lot of food to be giving a kid. They're all varying ages, and all seem to get the same amount of grub, which still feels like too much even for the 7-year-old. There have also been rumors floating around of one of Alex's children being taken to the hospital, potentially being diabetic, which it seems like Alex might be. I'm not even joking when I say I've seen her be in the middle of cooking a meal, give herself an injection, then go right back to cooking. I keep saying it, but I believe it. It's a truly awful environment. Not just for Alex's children, but for her pets. Alex also has a bunch of pets, one dog and a couple of rabbits. She will just let the rabbits free roam and poop everywhere. I've seen many a video where rabbit poop is just inches away. And it seems like she keeps the same principles of free roaming with her dog. And that has had even worse consequences. One of her more infamous TikToks took place when she was outside with her dog. The dog had no leash on, would run into the road and be hit by a car, thankfully surviving. But Alex has openly stated that she never used a leash before. She didn't see the need. The dog is really small, so it's honestly a miracle that it lived. Her bunnies free roam, her dog free roams, and apparently sometimes the kids do too.
I literally, like I said, I will only go 5 minutes up the street and leave my 7-year-old for like 5 minutes if I'm going just to the gas station for milk or something. But I still bring my 2-year-old and I still bring my 5-year-old because he's not quite yet old enough to watch his younger sisters, even though he always asks. He's like, can I watch them?
Maybe it's just me, but if he's not responsible enough to watch anyone else, maybe he's not responsible enough to watch himself. It just circles back to Donut Mom being carefree, especially when it comes to the kids. The way that she treats them is very unusual for someone trying to build a brand off of family content. And this is most of what she puts out, cooking videos, along with promoting things from her TikTok shop. Recently, one has caught the eye of many people watching her, an exercise device unlike anything I've ever seen. Between this and the horrendous meals, it's no wonder that she went viral on TikTok. Surprisingly enough, Eastern European viewers especially get this. I don't know exactly what languages these are being spoken in the comments, but I assume that this says nothing good. And it's not just them, it's most people. Alex does have a very dedicated fan base, mostly consisting of people who feed their children similar stuff, but even they are few and far between. To me, it seems like Alex is extremely unhappy. She rarely smiles and cooks with contempt instead of love. This attitude I could understand towards her spouse, Taylor, who has done some pretty awful things, but I don't understand it towards her children. They've done absolutely nothing to deserve this, and from what I've been able to gather, the state has become involved before and found nothing wrong with the home, but that sadly says a lot, that conditions like this are quite common. As depressing as it is, there are thousands of donut moms out there, but what sets Alex apart is that she has decided to broadcast it all to the internet. For how much longer, I don't know. Occasionally she will go private, but quickly return. She also claims that this is her only form of income, so she doesn't really have an incentive to stop. For now, she seems content making her cooking videos, shilling random products, and looking absolutely miserable doing it.